Good morning from the farm. Welcome to the audio experience. You can hear pigs squeaking quite loudly, but we're just going to talk over them, I think. Hey, Mum.
Charged and ready to go. Be good if we could plug us in, wouldn't it? Just plug us in. I'm feeling a bit low today. So can we just plug in at breakfast and then get a bit more energy?
You're not allowed to feel low.
Are you not allowed to feel low?
No, you're not.
No, okay.
You're
Fine.
not.
I was just saying, it's quite handy to sort of boost you up, charge you up a bit, eh?
That'd be great, yeah.
And you said to me last week, how are all the animals? And I was like, yeah, they're all fine. And then we're all fine. We haven't had, well, I'll touch wood, but they've all got a cough, Roo. All my calves have got a cough. Well, a lot of them. Probably
Really?
when you listen. My ones in the yard, all my little ones, the ones that I weaned in the autumn, just a cough, thank God. But some of them got real, when snotty noses, and
They've
then the
got a
big boys,
cold.
yeah, and they're coughing. So I'm on sort of high alert because you do not want pneumonia. But they do get these sort of viruses that sort of come through, pass through, and then off they go again. Some of them are really serious, and some of them, quite often you get a cough. But I'm just telling you.
How weird.
Yeah. So
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and some of them had real sort of green snotty noses. It's like, oh darling, but they were still eating. So if they were eating, that's fine. But
Yeah, they're okay. That's
but
general
we're all right.
sign
We've
of
had
health.
our first calf this week, Daisy Duke. Monday morning. Sweet little darling.
Yeah, so my camera's actually maybe the one to watch for once. 'Cause behind me,
Yeah, she's in there.
she's in there.
She's
somewhere.
just got up for. She's not very.
Are you happy it's a she?
Yeah, because Mum's a really good milky girl. So, and she was meant to calve in sort of October time, but sometimes things get out of sequence.
Right.
And I don't care. Some people are really anal about it, and they like to have their calving.
So I suppose like lambing, right?
Yeah.
And that's
they
why
want to get it all done. Obviously, people that are perhaps contractors or people, but they like to have their calving, so they all calve in sort of February and March time.
Yeah.
No one likes to calve in the summer. But sometimes they get late, and I don't like to say, right, you're late and you're not in calf, you're going, so they stay. And we try and get them back in sequence.
And that's why we've never managed to capture calving, because there's not really a...
Well, we basically, a lot of our girls calve in the sort of March and April. So we're lambing and calving normally.
Why do you do that to yourself then? Because
because you're in the barns, you're up
right.
sort of 20 hours a day. You might have a brief sleep in between times, or someone might just pop down if you think there's something on the job. But you're around anyhow, so it doesn't really make that much work, does it? You're just keeping an eye on the cows and the sheep.
A lot of comments talking about your positivity, and it just reminded me.
You've got to be.
But it just reminded me that during lambing time, let's test that willpower. Because
when I've had about 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Are we still up for doing this during lambing? This shed might be a bit loud.
I'm a morning girl. I'll tell you what, it's the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock shift that kills me. I am up this morning. I was up at 4:45 this morning.
Blimey.
And I just can't go back to sleep. It's an absolute ball ache. I know I shouldn't say these things, but to not be able to sleep. But then last night, I started watching something about 8:45, and I never saw anything till 11 o'clock. That was it. Gone. Useless.
No one woke you up?
Sometimes people say, Mum, we did try and wake you up. We're making a tea. It's like, oh, you've just gone. Yeah. But we done scanning yesterday as well, Roo.
You're kidding. Okay,
yeah.
So this is another contentious point, because one of the hard parts of making videos about the farm is trying to organise Mum to. So you've done scanning.
It wasn't
film
done
that.
on purpose. I did ring them up, and then they forgot to ring me, and then I got a phone call Monday night. Is it all right if we come tomorrow? Holy moly!
Oh, I've got the sheep
here,
sad.
but we're gonna scan the ewe lambs. We've got 40 to scan in February, so hopefully we will fix that up so we do it on a certain day so we can film it.
Okay,
you can meet Andy.
Well done.
Yeah.
At least you had a contingency for us. You dropped the bad news and then. Okay, that would be great to see that though. And
it'd be nice.
So good results.
Yeah. The thaves weren't as good, but the main flock 177%. I was meant to remember all these numbers. There's quite a few doubles.
Yeah.
There's about 20 triplets and the rest singles.
20 triplets. So what? I know
A
what.
triplet is 3.
What does that mean for you? Is that good?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Last year, I had a little look to see what we got last year, and we only had 155. It was a very low year lamb-wise. But
is that percent?
Yeah, that's percent.
So 177% is.
So that's like 1.5. So 177 is better.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. So and the ewes look. They've only had a few blocks out in the field. They always have the Himalayan salt, but they look in really good condition.
Awesome.
So that's very good.
Yeah.
So we do try and mix and move them round onto clean pastures, especially when it's wet and muddy because they soon mess it up. But they look in really good nick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Blow me nose.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I feel a bit sorry for the sheep at this time of year because everything else is nicely inside, all snug in here, and then the sheep sort of have to brave it.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly nice some of these days.
But they were so good because literally I pulled them up from the bottom of Costa where they were all down there, and I literally shook that green bagroo and they came trotting up the field. And then we've made a gateway onto our lawn, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
We have, onto the lawn up at the top.
Is
there.
that now a sheep paddock?
And they all come, I shook the bag and they come jinxing through there, trotting through there, through the lawn. So we've aerated the lawn, we give it a nice little, we've scarified it a bit, and down we came into the barn.
I bet
It's
Dad
like
loved that.
happy days. I haven't told you, Father. Happy days. They were very well behaved. I knew there was a reason for that. Well,
that gate.
Yeah, that gate has come into its own.
That's brilliant.
Because I thought, oh no, we've got to get them up and around the road, and where the allotments is, there's not very good fences, and so they're usually going in there to eat the cabbages or something. So anyhow, it was good.
The
good
village
results.
is not happy with you.
Yeah, good results.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
well
really
done.
Good. Yeah.
Good job done as well, I imagine.
Very good. And it's nice to know when you're scanning, so you know the empty ones, you know the singles won't need that much food
Do
at
you
all.
put them aside then?
So the singles can just go, what I will start doing in a couple of weeks, well, next week we're going to gather them all up and we're going to put them in groups. So the singles and the doubles will go out off into pasture and they'll just have a few blocks and things.
Yeah.
But the triplets will go somewhere where I can keep my beady eye on them, and they might start having a little tiny bit of food.
Right.
Okay.
One of the interesting things that I remember when we did the lambing stuff was that you can't overfeed.
No, that's it. You've got to be really careful with it. It's a
that
very
fascinating.
fine balance dietary wise. And also you can get them. So what you have to do is sort of spread the food out. So they'll just have little bits. They'll just have a little bit in the morning, and then they'll have access to loads of blocks and different things.
Yeah, and that's because the lambs then get too big and it gets a bit dangerous, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. You get something, oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's some horrible, it's called twin lamb disease. It's the worst thing ever.
Right.
Because you've either got to abort the lamb, something's got to die. You usually lose both of them if you don't feed them. And then when you're feeding the triplets and they're getting a bit bigger, you give them little meals like you would yourself if you're expecting twins. I suppose a human. You know, you're just having little snacks and.
Well, I'm not there yet, so I don't know.
You're not pregnant yet. That's good.
I'm not pregnant yet,
No,
but
good.
touch wood in a couple of years.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
all
yes.
things go well.
Yes. Yes. Bring it on.
So the sheep.
Yeah.
Are they just out because they can be? Like, as in you?
Yeah, they
don't wreck the land, and it's.
No, and they're very good, and they soon. The only thing about sheep is they do graze the pasture down to nothing. So if you've got to be careful with them. That's why you have to keep rotating them. But they don't make as much mess. They've only got tiny little feet.
Yeah.
They do make a mess through gateways, as you've seen on the videos around the troughs. But the ground soon recovers. You just give it a good rake and off you go again. Whereas cattle are
It's just heavy things, right?
Yeah. So sheep are a lot cheaper to run than cattle.
Yeah.
To feed and to. They're very, lambing time this time of the year, and also in the summer gathering them up to take the lambs and stuff. But I do like the sheep a lot because you've got quick turnover. You've got to use yeah, you make a bit more money out of. I think I probably make more profit out of the sheep than I do the cattle.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That surprises
and also
me,
you don't
actually.
because if you had, well, I have contractors to do silage and hay and stuff, but you know, you'd hardly have any of that. You could
of course.
do a lot of that yourself, and you'd just buy in, I don't know, 40 bales of nice round hay and some straw, and set up, and off you go, lads. Yeah.
It's the cows behind you that need
they're
munch.
the hay burners.
The hay burners.
Yeah, they're the hay burners. Yeah.
That's quite a good
They
surname.
eat me out of house and home. Yeah.
The hay burner.
Yeah.
Maggie hay burner.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, yeah, that's really interesting. For me, I think beef would be a better seller.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can sell the beef well, but you know, like
But they obviously just cost a lot more
Yeah,
comparatively.
So you've got to bring to house them.
Yeah.
You know, to put the straw and the food. It's all right if you've got ground, and you can keep them out a bit longer and stuff. That would be a lot better.
Yeah, like the Dexters.
Yeah,
Our
like they could
favourite
probably
Dexters.
stay out right till now, and then you just get them in for the last couple of months. But living here where the ground is quite wet, and our land is quite clayey and wet, and it's no go.
Yeah.
But what's nicer than sat in this bar with all my friends, all my girls, look. It's lovely.
They
are expensive to run. And I
they're
sometimes
also
think,
a lovely addition to the countryside, right?
they look lovely. I love it.
Sheep and cattle in the fields.
Yeah, it's lovely. And we'll
Looks
have a few
nice.
pigs running about as well in the summer, won't we?
Uh-oh. Have you got a pig update?
Yeah, we found I spoke to Tim, who's a farmer up the road, and he's got a boar that I can hire. So I'm really excited. So I've told Tammy and Gwen, they're so excited.
They're going to cheat on Tommy.
Yeah, it's not Tammy, it's Pepper. Why do I always call her Tammy? Gwen and Pepper. So he's coming. I'm going to market some animals on Monday, and then hopefully next week, all being well.
Right. When you say market some animals, what do you mean by that? Take them to market?
Yeah, I'm going to take him. Well, I might be taking some to the abattoir to have some in the freezer because I'm getting low on stocks.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
That's a good thing, yeah. So look, a few people are buying some lamb, and so I've got to, before it gets really mad and we're on curfews and lockdown even more strict, I was thinking, oh my goodness, I perhaps ought to do something here.
Yeah.
So we're going to take some in on Monday
What's
morning.
the admin for you in doing that process?
So I have to ring up firstly the butcher that's going to cut them up and say, is it okay if?
Yeah.
And then I have to ring the nice little local abattoir and say, Caroline, please, can you squeeze in 4 lambs on Monday morning? And that's it, basically.
So then the abattoir kills the animal, and then the butcher cuts
and then they deliver them straight to the butcher.
Right.
And then they're hung for a few days, and then they're cut up and packaged in backpacks. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
funny
I think
because
it costs,
a big part of
yeah.
how much would you say the product, so you as the farmer obviously producing the animal, making sure that you're keeping the right stock year on year and producing the type of animal that you'd like, and then rearing that particular animal to go then to the abattoir. What portion of the product is you? How important is the butcher in that process, would you say?
Oh, he's extremely important. You know, the cutting and the packaging as well. So people, so he's extremely important. Getting it cut nice, and also there's quite a few abattoirs and places. Packaging is all important to me, and meat preparation and stuff. I want to be able to go to the freezer, and lots of people, including myself, right, this is a shoulder, I know how to cook this, or this is, and then you want the weight as well, because a lot of, I don't need to know the weight now, but there's a lot of like your Sean that's start just cooking and doing more, and lots of, you know, girls and guys, you know, what the hell, how long has this got to go? Right, let's look at Jamie, right, it weighs this much, and this is how long it's got to go in. Well, Jamie's done a lot, hasn't he, for men and cooking and people cooking, and you don't need to buy takeouts. Get your lamb and do this, and then come back with your, you know, sort of good instructions. So,
Jamie fan.
Yeah, Jamie fan, because he's very good with the cooking and encouraging people, and really fantastic ideas and different things, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
And also, I mean, I was talking, you know, so when 10 years ago, you know, when he was on his little scooter and having friends around.
The Naked Chef.
There's nothing nicer for, if you ask Dad and I, what's the best thing, you know, and that is sitting around a table and eating together, and like you and your friends. I remember when you went to uni, you used to do lots of cooking.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of cooking, and you used to definitely do one at the weekend, didn't you? And have your roast.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. So packaging, weight.
Yeah.
So they can look in the book or they can Google it. Right, this is a shoulder. You just bung it in the oven, low and slow.
Yeah.
Go and walk the dogs. And
do you think it improves the taste, the butcher, the way it's cut? Not really. That's all down to the animal.
Yeah, that's down to the animal breeding.
Yeah.
If it's been out in the field grazing, if it's been inside and just eating a lot of cereal, it's what.
But actually making it easy to prepare and like.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, because you just want instructions. Everyone, you know, if I have a new, like when I haven't eaten rabbit for, oh my goodness, 15 years. Rabbit. Someone brought me a rabbit. And honestly, I had to look.
Someone bought you a rabbit. Yeah. Who else has had that happen to them?
Yeah, and it was like, right, and that's what I love. That's my type of cooking, and I like a challenge. I like someone to say, I've got all this stuff and I don't know what to do with it. Right, come on, sister, let's have a look at this. We will make jam. We will make chutney. We will do. That's what I love. Yeah. So it's nice, isn't it, when you get a new ingredient or
I remember Dad saying
what am I going to do with
dairy. There's a dairy farmer that he knew he was making, what did he say? All the milk that was going bad, or not going bad, but you couldn't sell. He would then make butter, and then the butter that didn't sell, he'd make shortbread. It was like, I was like, that's quite smart, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, recycling, using every last bit. No, you know, try not to waste food. That's the worst bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so tough, really isn't it?
It's bad.
Yeah.
We don't want any
Sorry, I cut you off on your rabbit story, though.
Oh, my rabbit story. Yeah, we had a really nice meal. Trouble is, lots of people are a bit finicky with bones, aren't they? So they're sort of...
Yeah, me being one of them,
You being one of them. So it's like, right, before, I'm not going to debone a rabbit, let me tell you that.
Okay.
But we cooked it and casseroled it, and it was delish. And Dad really liked it. So that was good. And really nice meat. And it was hopping about in a field in Buckingham. So, and then... we had it, and I was thinking, right, that's quite organic, isn't it?
Very local, yeah.
Very local, which is nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to have a challenge, though, isn't it?
Well, if anyone wants to bring me a rabbit, I'll be more than happy to give it a go and try and cook it.
Well, lots of people are going back to, like game, don't they? They like rabbits and a pheasant, and
I always found there's so much waste on a pheasant because you just take the breast out, don't you? Really? I think
they just cut the breast out.
People who know,
I actually quite like them casseroled. They're yummy.
Right.
Or you know, you just got to remember there's not a lot of fat on them, so you got to get a bit of streaky bacon on the top.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You devil.
Venison. I really like venison because it's lovely. I mix it with a bit of beef mince and make some fantastic dishes.
Wow. And
it's that's again, you think of the things that they're eating. They're all in the woods and around the edge of the fields, and you know, the meat must be really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's lovely.
And so we were talking quickly about Tommy, Gwyn and Pepper.
That's right? It, Pepper and Gwen. Yeah.
So you've got...
So next week we'll be putting the boar in. He's 4 years old apparently, and he's an Oxford Sandy and Black. So we're going to have every sort of pig available. We'll have Tamworth, but
be a Heinz 48 now.
But no, he's an Oxford Sandy and Black, so he's going to be lovely. Apparently, he's really friendly and nice. So then the gestation of a pig is 3. This is one of the only things I can remember from college. Now I'm lying, but 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days.
I can see why you could remember that one.
Yeah. So. So if we put him in like the middle of Jan, when are we going to get piglets?
Oh,
is that April, May time?
Yeah, don't throw me. Yeah, May, I think. Yeah, and then 3 weeks. Yeah.
And
summer babies.
Summer babies. Oh, they're so cute. I love it. Honestly, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna have them out in the field. I just love it when they're all running about. It's just so lovely. And I can have it so that they come up to the gate there, and it's just they're just
and go
so
in the
funny.
lawn.
They could go on the lawn. That'll please Dad, won't it? Do a bit of scarifying. Oh dear.
That's great.
No.
Oh, that will be nice. We never managed to really show the pigs in their full.
During lockdown, though, when we were all feeling, we had a lot of people in the house. I had Sarah, and I had help, but it was just so lovely because I'd never seen pigs farrowing before.
Yeah.
And they were just like these little rats running around. I've never seen anything like it. And then that, nature, and it's, they literally were born, Roo, and they went straight to the mum's teat. It was just amazing how they just gravitated around there, and she laid there, and it was just incredible. I really, really loved it.
Wow.
And they were up and they're really up and they're just wonderful. It was lovely. I really liked it.
Crikey.
I love having
That
a
is
few
amazing.
pigs.
When do you start lambing, by the way?
We start middle of March.
Middle of March.
Well, we might be a little bit early because you know what I'm like
yeah,
on
there
my
might
dates.
be a few early ones.
We might get a few early ones. I did put the ram in with some thaves, but he never done anything for a month. Not a thing. It's like, no, I don't fancy you, but I think a lot of people found that, they were not.
I read another Theodore Roosevelt quote the other day, which was something about chopping down a tree. He said, if tasked with chopping down a tree, I spend 4 hours sharpening the axe and 1 hour chopping the tree. So maybe that's what the pig was doing. The ram was doing. Just getting himself ready
Gran
for it.
still got that other Roosevelt comment you imparted.
He's got some great ones.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Just read up on him. Maybe I should read his book. They're just a bit dry, these old books, aren't they? Anyway, thanks, Mum.
All right.
It's good to chat to you.
It's good to chat to you.
And we'll speak to you next week.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
It's quite nice. You get the good seat, Mum. You get the good seat.
Yeah, I did. That's a good seat.
I'm on some feed blocks.
Hard on the bum.
They are a bit hard on the bum, yeah. Bye, Mum. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, and for commenting. The comments really keep us going. Yeah, and we'll see you soon.